Back, not a correction, that's the word coming in from Arvind Sanger. Let's wait and see how the US markets continue to fare. But in the meanwhile, back home, what else are we watching out for? The Supreme Court saying no NPA tag until further orders. That's the latest coming in on that front, which could be a little bit of a relief, but it also brings to the front a whole lot of other questions now, Nikunj, with the Supreme Court saying that, yes, we have been tracking the entire morat picture as well. They're saying now that no NPAs until, of course, there has been a further notice.
Yeah, so this is not the final decision, Abha. I mean, this final decision is going to come somewhere in September middle. But we are purely addressing two things here. Number one, the market view on financial sector. Any kind of judicial intervention is something which is not investors or shareholders or even managers would really appreciate in that. Secondly, now just look at what kind of situation we are looking at. We have a situation where banks will have a loan book till 31st of August where NPAs were there, and they could have a loan book where NPAs are not been declared. And then on top of that, there is restructuring which is likely to be announced, and the restructuring is not an easy restructuring. That restructuring, which what we understand, will certainly come with a lot of riders. So for an investor right now, the banks or the clarity on banks is not there given how banks would be accounting. Their profits are going to be opaque, and you will have to believe what banks will actually say and share. B, when you don't know what the real profitability of a bank is, how can you calculate the price to book? How can you value those banks? And the reason why you will not get clarity is why? Because A, there is a restructuring challenge. B, now there is a judicial intervention which has kicked in. But the good thing here is that banks are safe right now. Between all the banks put together, they've raised about $8 to $10 billion. So in terms of the balance sheet strength, I think the balance sheet strength is not a challenge. I don't think the concern which everyone had about solvency and balance sheet strength for banks and for some NBFCs, that is behind us. But if you are really trying to understand that which way the financial sector is headed, what is going to be the trajectory for NPAs, what will be the impact of restructuring, you cannot get a clear answer because there is no clear answer, because there are so many moving parts right now, and you'll have to take every bank and every number at its face value. So the bottom line here is that banks, I continue to maintain this, I think I've been maintaining this for many months now, that banks run the risk of underperforming. They are underperforming. The supply from banks in terms of money raising has been there. Institutional appetite is no longer that great. It's an overweight sector. So for technical factors, for fundamental factors, for the way economy is, banks run the risk of underperforming. And I don't think that view, I don't think I'm in a hurry to change my view there.